Everyday superpower. We talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. I'm speaking to the men once again. It's ever so important that you become accustomed and familiar with solitude, right? In a way, with isolation. Because the path you will travel, given that you wish to establish something of value, which I'm sure you all do, whether you're aware of it or not, you wish to be a somebody because it's better than being a nobody in the eyes of the world and in the eyes of your soul, unless you're a Buddhist monk. But still, you are finding enlightenment. And as a Buddhist monk, if anything, you're probably more solitary and within the realms of solitude than any example I'm going to provide today. So the point still stands tenfold. You need to be able to stand alone, weather the storm that nobody else is going to be able to understand or appreciate until it all works out and people look at you and see the result manifest in the material plane. Yeah. They don't see through your vision. They don't see through your brain. It's a thing, right? I hope you're fortunate enough to start now, if not whilst you were younger, as opposed to later. But whether you're young or old, you have to get over the initial hurdle of acknowledging the fact that if you have people around you and you establish a project or a business or a journey of your own endeavor, of your own creation, people are going to stop supporting you very fast. The people who show a little support in your surroundings are going to stop supporting you very fast because, first and foremost, they don't care, and they're showing you support purely down to the fact they feel that they have to because they are a friend or a family member. But they don't perceive your vision until it manifests within the real world, and this can take years upon years on end to create this reality, to create this conjuring of result that you have spent countless sleepless nights investing within. Each and every ounce of your energy, your faith, and this path that comes with so much resistance and friction to establish the momentum in order to start pushing that snowball and have it amount to something of value. It takes a moment, and nobody else is going to be on that journey but you, right? So let me apply this in the dynamic in the relationship between man and woman. This understanding and this reality and embracing of this path is going to make you ever so much attractive in the eyes of the woman because it creates the duality from the feminine. The woman can't be solitary. We as humans, yes, people say we are social creatures, but the woman in particular in relation to the man is the real social creature. She loves the drama, she loves the gossip, she loves the engagement, she is turned on by the word of mouth, not through the vision and the senses, which we are, right? I mean, obviously everything is balanced, but not to the degree we are, right? The tenfold degree we are. So leave that to the women, the need of social value, the need to be a social butterfly, the need to garner the attention of people for the sake of near to nothing, right? When you learn to be alone, when you learn to calm, to bear the storm in your mind, when approaching the endless challenge of becoming a somebody, of scaling the mountain, of taking one step before the other and climbing atop Olympus, she's going to look at you like you're Superman. Because nobody else is doing that. No other man is doing that. And when the men realize how tough it is to establish something, aesthetically, they could be faking it until they make it. Oh, yeah, things are great. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, give them 1 year, give them 6 months, And then suddenly that idea as to which was going so well, that project which was going so well, that business that was going so well, suddenly it just doesn't exist no more. Suddenly you realize, oh shit, you're still living with your parents and you're a real grown man, even though you're not, you're a boy if you're living with your parents, but you're, you know, as far as age is concerned, a grown-ass man. Things must not actually be working regardless of what you tell me, right? The proof is in the pudding. So you taking this challenge on and understanding that which you are facing before you is the same experience than most others. And don't get me wrong, some people might have a family member that says, oh yeah, I'm a millionaire, here's £1,000,000 to start your business off, right? It doesn't matter, you still have to go through the trial and tribulation and learn the game and face the highs with the lows. If you start a business with 1 million, you're still gonna possibly lose that 1 million, right? You just have more material, you have more liquid capital. It doesn't, change the lessons learned. It does not change the development that is necessary in your mind through the consistent failure that's going to be thrown your way, right? Bigger they are, the harder they fall, right? When you lose 1 million, that's different from starting at ground zero and making your first £5 and putting that on the line. And considering you learn how to make something from nothing, you have the intelligence and knowledge that that individual who had that head start had, right? Solitary confinement and isolation isn't great for the psyche. It brings you down, it depresses you. I'm not to say that you have to lock yourself away from civilization. That's most definitely not what I'm saying. But you have to fight for yourself on your own. You have to unlock a understanding of self through the testing, through the highs and the lows. And trust me, if you're establishing something of value and you don't want to get paid pennies by your pimp workforce who considers you a number, don't give a flying fuck about you, right? We'll give you an excuse why you're not getting paid more as opposed to the truth. We just don't want to because it's bad for business, right? If you actually have something to work for and something you want to establish for yourself, you're going to understand very quick that the highs and lows don't come every week, every month, every year. They come every minute of the day because things can change in an instant. You can be blessed with fortune, and then once you experience that fortune, it shadows that which has come before and that which comes after. And like a heroin addict, you start to chase the dragon for that second stroke of fortune, which may or may not come to the same degree. So even when things get moving, even when things get easier, even when you start to establish momentum, you're still in this psychological game of pushing past the boundary of the self that existed yesterday and the week before and the month before. And through that metaphorical weight training, you become strong, you become muscular, you become good looking psychologically to the women around you, to the men who want to work with you. You'll start to find such confidence in oneself that nobody can tell you anything because you know what you are capable of. Whereas when you feel you are valuable and worth something without proving to yourself through action and result, that is merely delusion, not competency. There's a difference. So this applies to the just be yourself, bro. Just be confident, bro, and she'll like you. Trust me, when you take this path, you learn to embrace isolation. You learn to embrace the independence of the masculine purpose, of your clamber to the heights of success within that which feeds your soul with the most righteous of fruit, you will become such a colourful entity. She won't be able to ignore you when you engage in conversation with her. When you walk into the environment with a understanding of self that nobody else fosters, not only do you have an understanding of self, but you will have an understanding of others, because those around you mirror yourself, and what you can't consciously see within yourself, you will see within others that reflect you back at you, your highs and your lows. I'm putting on game. Click like and subscribe. Keep on working. Come on.